Okay. You can see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, anybody can give me yesterday's recap?
Ma'am, I will do.
Obviously.
Yes, yesterday we learned about tissue. Tissue is the collection of cells make the tissue in living body, that is blood and muscle. Then group of cells with similar structure and functions. There are four types of tissue: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue, in every cells are fitted very closely. Means epithelial tissue, in epithelial tissue, between the cell space is very less, minimum amount of intercellular substances, and the lower surface is bounded by the lower space of epithelial tissue basement membrane is called basement membrane. Then epithelial tissue found in different area in our body, means first is body covering, skin, then body lining. Between two tissues line is there, that is body linings in we can found epithelial tissue. Then glandular organs. Then function of epithelial tissue, we had learned that protection, absorption, filtration, secretion. Then types of epithelial tissue also we had learned: a simple epithelial tissue, compound epithelial tissue. Simple epithelial tissue further divided into five. So that is squamous tissues, then cuboidal tissue, columnar tissue, ciliated tissue, and pseudostratified tissue. Then compound epithelial tissue again further divided into two groups, that is stratified tissue and transitional tissue. And stratified tissue again further divided into four division, that is squamous, cuboidal, columnar, ciliated. But a simple epithelial tissue and stratified epithelial tissue, difference between simple epithelial tissue have one layer basement membrane, but stratified having compound layer of basement, means more than one layer. Then simple epithelial tissue, again divide sorry simple epithelial tissue squamous is flattened shape, and cuboidal, we know from this terminology, cuboidal is cube shaped, and columnar is column like, and ciliated lined by cilia. Also, we learned cilia. What is the meaning of cilia? Hair-like structure, tissue lined by cilia is called ciliated. Then pseudostratified tissue, pseudostratified. Pseudo means false, and stratified means it have more layers. So it's showing irregular layings of cells. That is pseudostratified. Yes, single layer of cube-like cell, but it showing more layers. Then yes, simple epithelial tissue, squamous epithelial tissue. We discussed about squamous epithelial tissue. It has single layer of flat cell. Then usually forms membrane and lines body cavities. It allows rapid exchange of substances. Main functions are protections and exchange. Then lines, lungs, and capillaries. Then we learned that cuboidal epithelial tissue also. Single layer of cube-like cell, and like a square where height of the cell is equal to the width of the cell. Then main functions are absorption and secretion. It is the main function of cuboidal epithelial tissue. Then common in glands and their ducts, covers the ovaries. These are the functions. This is
Okay.
all about yesterday class.
Very good. Your efforts are very appreciable. Appreciable.
Thank you,
So
ma'am.
very good. I think everybody got yesterday's recap. She tried very good. So we will further move to our next topic, that is columnar epithelial tissue. Yes, simple. It is a part of simple epithelium tissue. So obviously, it will have single layer just above basement membrane. So it is also having single layer, and as it depicts by its name, that is columnar epithelial. So the shape of these cells will be columnar. Height of cell is greater than width of cells, right? Means they will appear like columns. Main functions are protection, secretions, and absorption. Yes, I have already told you yesterday that the main functions of this epithelium will be always almost similar, because epithelium is the we find epithelial tissue in surface level. So it mainly produces membranes, or it mainly forms membranes. So it will protect, secrete, and absorb. Often includes goblet cells. Yes, these are the special kinds of cells we found, which produces mucus. Okay, in almost every tract of body. Uh, you understand the meaning of tract?
Ma'am, that track we have GI tract like this.
Yes, very good. We have GI tract, which is starting from where and ending at where?
Ma'am, starting from mouth, ending at anus. It is
Yes, very
called.
good. So, so the total food pipe and means from mouth, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, anus. This whole part is known as gastrointestinal tract or GI tract. Like these, some other tracts are also there, like trachea, bronchi. Like in these tracts or hollow organs, we can find this columnar epithelial tissue, and in this columnar epithelial tissue goblet cells are there, which produces mucus. So you can find mucus in trachea also, in stomach also, and it is very important to have mucus, because as like in stomach, if we will not having mucus, then the highly acidic gastrointestinal juices are secreted. Like in a stomach, hydrochloric acid is secreted, HCl, that is highly acidic, and it will damage our whole body if we do not have mucous membrane or mucus layer in stomach. So this goblet cells produces mucus, and these goblet cells are present in columnar epithelial tissue. And yes, it lines the digestive tract. Next is simple epithelial tissue. Sorry, ciliated epithelial tissue, also part of simple epithelial tissue. So this is also a single layer columnar cells that has hair-like structure. These hairs called cilia. We have already discussed yesterday what is cilia, right? So found in the lining of fallopian tubes, parts of respiratory system too. And what is the name of similar projection in small intestine?
Villi.
Villi.
Yes, villi. So in lungs and in fallopian tube, we call it cilia, and in small intestine, we call it villi. And these are mainly there for increasing the surface area. Okay. Now, what these do help move particles out from the body. They also help to move particles out from the body. Means, as like if you have engulfed, means, by mistakenly, if you anything went to your respiratory tract, then you will cough out, right? So when you are coughing, the cilias are helping that particle to go out. In fallopian tube also, when a female is producing egg in her ovary, that egg, when it is not fertilized, then it has to come out to uterus. So this journey from ovary to uterus is helped by these here like projections. These are cilia. So if you're not getting me, you can stop me right that time and ask me anything you are not understanding. Okay. So what I am talking, are you getting that?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody? No one is left here who is not understanding what I'm talking throughout. And
Ma'am, I have one doubt about
yes,
that.
please.
Cilia projection in long intestine and villi, what you told that projection in small intestine. This is the difference we have. This concept I have not clear, ma'am. I want to again.
See, cilia is a hair-like projection that you can found in lungs, means the respiratory tract mainly. So in respiratory tract and in fallopian tube, you understood what is fallopian tube?
Yes, yes, ma'am. That is a
So,
tube between ovary and uterus, fallopian
yes.
tube.
So in respiratory tract, in fallopian tube, and in small intestine. But in small intestine, it is termed as villi. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
It is not found in large intestine. In large intestine, this projection, finger leg projection or hair leg projection is not found. Any more confusion?
No, ma'am. Only this small finger-like projection I find in small intestine. Is
Yes.
it okay, ma'am?
You know
Thank
the difference between small intestine and large intestine?
Little bit confused, ma'am. Some small intestine, large intestine.
See here. In this picture, you can see gastrointestinal tract, stomach. From stomach, the tract is entering to small intestine. Here it is. You can see my cursor.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Here it is. It is small intestine, and the red colored thick portion is large intestine. Okay.
Okay.
Actually, small intestine is much more longer than large intestine, but it is termed small because of its diameter. And large intestine is termed as large because of its diameter, because large intestine is more means having larger diameter.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So in small intestine only we can see the inner walls of its small intestine inside the small intestine. Okay, the inner walls of small intestine we can see finger-like projection that is known as villi, and that helps in absorption of nutrients which has been digested in stomach, pancreatic juices, and all these things. And also in small intestine also digestive processes takes parts. So after digestion, absorption occurs in small intestine, and those absorptions are done by villi. So in those villis, we can find ciliated epithelial tissue. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Crystal clear? Anything more?
Yes, ma'am. Clear it.
Okay. Now we will move to pseudostratified epithelial tissue. As we have already discussed yesterday, pseudo means false, stratified means multi-layered. But what is the meaning pseudo-stratified? Means the layers are not there. There is only single layer, but it assumed like multi-layered. Means the projection they show as if they are multi-layered, but actually it is single layered only. Single layer, but some cells are shorter than others. That is why this assumption or this projection occurs. Often looks like a double cell layer. Main functions are absorption and secretion, almost similar. Sometimes ciliated, such as in respiratory tract. Sometimes these pseudostratified epithelial cells are also ciliated, like in lungs. Now, we will move to next part, that is stratified epithelium. Till now we have discussed simple epithelium, which means it was single layered. Now we are going to discuss stratified epithelium tissue, that means it is multi-layered. Now at first, squamous epithelium or stratified squamous epithelium. So what is the property of squamous? We have already discussed, that is it is flattened. So here also we will see multi-layered but flattened. Okay. Main function is protection, obviously part of epithelial tissue. So here we can see two types of squamous epithelium, that is keratinized epithelium, and next is non-keratinized epithelium. Okay. So in non-keratinized epithelium, keratin is absent. Uh, you are not active, I think, in class. You all know what is keratin?
No, ma'am.
So why you are not asking?
Ma'am, just
You're
now
just
get.
listening me.
I think I
Yes.
heard it somewhere for the hair keratin something they say, ma'am. For hair.
Yes. Keratin is a protein. Yes, keratin protein is very important for growth of hair. Okay. So you are just listening me, you are not taking any interest, where you are not understanding, you are not asking anything. If you will not be active in class, it will be never going to help you. Please be
And you
active.
just mentioned the word no. If the explanation doesn't come, then I thought of asking. Because you just introduced the concept keratin, no? So I was waiting, maybe you will explain about
Okay,
it.
no
So
problem. Okay, you can ask anytime. So, two types of simple squamous stratified epithelium. So, uh, two types of squamous stratified epithelium: keratinized, non-keratinized. In keratinized, cells filled with keratin, and it is present in epidermis of skin, that is outer layer of skin. You can see here the picture of outer layer of skin, that is keratinized epithelium tissue. It is a real picture. So in keratinized epithelium, it is very simple to means differentiate cells filled with keratin, and with non-keratinized epithelium, absence of keratin is there. Free surface is moist, lining of mouth, esophagus, anal, canal. So these surfaces are made up of non-keratinized epithelium. So the surfaces are bit moist. You can see the location, that is lining of mouth, esophagus, anal canal. Okay. No.
Ma'am, is this only for outer layer or can it be in center part also?
Which one?
Keratin layered.
Keratinized epithelium?
Yes, ma'am. Is this only outer,
No.
like outer layer only?
Yes, it is present in outer layer.
Okay.
So we will move to stratified cuboidal epithelium tissue. So generally two layers of cube-like cells. It's very easy to identify
Ma'am,
now. Yes.
would you please explain the stratified epithelial tissue again? I mean, I know that stratified epithelial tissue has multi-layers. Then you define the types. I didn't get it.
Okay. So you want me to explain the flow chart or you anything else?
No, only the types. Only the type. The stratified squamous non-keratinized and keratinized epithelium. Only these two.
Okay. See, here we are studying stratified epithelium tissue, and just like uh, simple epithelium tissue, we are also having similar kind of divisions in stratified epithelium tissue too. And first, it is coming squamous stratified epithelium. So, squamous is flattened. So here you can see stratified means multi-layered, but squamous means flattened. So multi-layered flattened cells are there in stratified squamous. Now this stratified squamous is further divided into keratinized and non-keratinized. So keratinized means cells will be filled with keratin protein. Non-keratinized means cells will not having keratin protein inside them. That's all.
Okay,
Is
ma'am.
it okay?
Yeah.
Now we are moving to second part of stratified epithelium, that is cuboidal. So cells are cube like shaped here. Main function is secretion and protection. Large ducts of sweat glands, mammary glands, and salivary glands. Means in this type of regions we can found stratified cuboidal epithelium. Okay. Where in normally glands like sweat glands, mammary glands, salivary glands. Here you can see the picture of three salivary glands. These are the three salivary glands. Okay.
Mammary
Now
glands,
here you
ma'am?
can see the real.
Also,
Yes.
what is this mammary glands?
Mammary gland is the breast, which produces milk for the baby.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Okay. Next is stratified columnar epithelial tissue. Multiple layers of columnar cells. Okay. The surface cells are columnar, cells underneath vary in shape. Okay, you can see here the real picture of columnar epithelial tissue. Surface cells and columnar means the uppermost layer, that is columnar, and beneath the layer the cells may vary in shape. Okay, means the outermost layer of that particular tissue will be columnar, but inside that single layer, inside that layer, cells may vary in shape. And this type of tissue is rare in body, minimum section, small amount in pharynx and male urethra.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Ma'am, sometimes your
Yes.
skin is not visible to us and sound is breaking, ma'am. Your voice is breaking.
Is it the problem
Yes, ma'am.
facing all?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. You are back now, but in between it is disappearing. Right now you're okay, ma'am. You are there.
So why it is happening? I can't understand.
So internet issue,
Is
ma'am.
my
Sometimes when the signal is weak. Right now you are
what
fine,
can I
ma'am.
do?
You can talk.
Okay, so let me know if this problem happens again. Okay.
And
So
can you
we
explain
were
again?
talking
Because
about.
when you started stratified columnar epithelium, it was breaking in between. Can you explain again?
So columnar epithelial tissue having columnar cells and stratified means multi-layered. But what we have talked, that is surface cells columnar means the in that particular tissue multi-layered, the surface layer or the outermost layer is columnar,
Sorry,
but in
ma'am.
yes.
Now also the voice is breaking and skin also disappearing.
Hey, Bhagwan. So if I present through my phone, will that be okay? But then recording will be disturbed.
Actually,
Once you check the
now it is
connectivity,
fine, ma'am. But when you start talking again, it is breaking. Maybe you can try one more time. Now it is there. Signal is nice, actually.
This is my permanent problem. Okay. So now what happened to my laptop?
Ma'am, I think you
Yes.
can send the PDF in the group and we will see with the PDF and you explain only, you don't present screen. I think that would be good if others agree.
No, ma'am. If you are side by side explaining and we are seeing the presenting, then it will be easy to understand. Only you can talk and
Yeah, obviously, I have to present because of recording.
without
But the thing is,
yes, yes, ma'am.
okay, I will. I'm sending the PDF in the group. You can see that for your sake. Uh, so let me continue. We should not waste time like this. So, what I was talking about, multiple layer, and the outermost layer of this columnar epithelial or stratified columnar epithelial is columnar, but beneath that layer, means beneath the outer layer, cells may vary in shape. Okay, and main functions are protection and secretion, very similar, and they are found in very small amount in our body. So, where in which area they can be found? They can be found in pharynx and male urethra. What is pharynx?
The
The vocal cord, ma'am, or near the
Yes, yes, it is a vocal cord or voice box. Okay, and male urethra. In these places, we can find columnar epithelial tissue, stratified columnar epithelial tissue. Now, stratified ciliated columnar epithelial tissue. So here, superficial cells are columnar, and those cells are having hair-like structure. Means here you can see in this picture too, the outermost layer, the inner layers are haphazard and they are varying in shape and size, but the outermost layer, the top layer, is columnar and they are having cilia. You can see my cursor, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Where is it, ma'am? Because your screen disappeared in between. Yeah, we can see now, ma'am.
Oh God. Okay. So the innermost, sorry, the outer layer is columnar and the middle layers are haphazard and they are varying in shape and size. But the outer layer is columnar and they are having cilia. So this is stratified ciliated columnar epithelial tissue. These hairs are called cilia lines, part of respiratory passage, male genital organ. That is vas difference or and epididymis. So you know what is vas difference and epididymis?
No, ma'am. I was about to ask.
Okay, no problem. We will discuss it these things in reproductive system. But for your small means understanding, I can tell you that these are a kind of vas difference is also kind of duct or tube. Okay, and epididymis is also a type of that tube-like structure is present in not properly tube-like structure, but it is kind of that. So in those areas, cilia or ciliated columnar epithelial tissue is present.
Ma'am,
Next.
vast difference is where that sperm is collected and something like that. I remember hearing it, but okay, no problem.
Yes, it is kind of tube only. So, like tract and tube-like structures, this type of cells or this type of tissues are found. Next is transitional epithelial tissue. You remember that flow chart we have discussed yesterday? We have two types of stratified tissue. What were those?
Compound and transitional. Yeah.
Yes, very good. So, transitional epithelial tissue is dome-like, is composed of dome-like cells that are neither squamous nor columnar. Okay, they are dome-like shaped. You understand the word dome? Means
Yes, sir, looks like a concave shape.
yes, it will present
Would you
like
please repeat?
yes.
Please repeat. I didn't hear you.
Okay, so transitional epithelial tissues are dome-like shaped. They are neither squamous nor columnar. Squamous was flattened. Columnar is column-like shaped. So this transitional epithelium is neither squamous. They are neither flattened nor columnar. They are containing a dome-like shape, like this. You can see here, the shape of this transitional epithelium cells are like this, and they are having a nucleus in between them, like this. Or means dome is, you can see in different uh, masjid. Yes, masjid is containing dome in their top. Have you seen masjid? Dome is
Yes.
like this. It is known as dome. This shape is known as dome. So this kind of shape we can find in top of masjids in India. So cells in transitional epithelial tissue are almost like dome like shaped. So they are shaped like this. You can see here in this picture clearly. Cells are dome shaped, and shape of cells depend upon amount of stretching. If they are getting more stretched, then it will become longer. Okay, often 10 more thick layers. Means the layers of cells are almost 10 or more. So they are appearing a very thick layer. Main functions are stretching and protection. Okay, and where they can be found? They can be found in urinary system. Yes, when urinary bladder is getting filled with urine, then also if we are not passing or urinating, then also it keeps storing. And I think you all have felt that it becomes a bit larger when we are not passing out urine for a longer time, because the urinary bladder is stretchable. And why that urinary bladder is stretchable? Because of this transitional epithelium tissue
Sorry,
is present
sorry.
there.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's
Yes.
visible your skin. It was not visible before that long time. We cannot understand, ma'am, anything means after the cells dome-like structure.
Mm, क्या करूं मैं इसका?
One can thing you can do, ma'am. This PDF you can send in our group. We will see through our phone. Then you can explain it. It will be better for us, maybe.
I have sent the
Deepika,
PDF
ma'am.
group.
Yeah, ma'am has sent
The problem
Deepika.
can be
Okay, ma'am
the
already.
problem can be solved. Please listen to me.
Okay, okay,
Please listen
please.
to me. The problem can be solved is anyone else is presenting the slide and I am just explaining it. But the thing is, I will not. I cannot draw on that screen. No problem. It's happening too frequently.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, for some time you're fine, ma'am. Right now you're fine, but after some time it's going. Maybe we'll alert you immediately this time, ma'am, when the screen
Yes,
disappears.
please, please. Otherwise, I keep talking and you are not understanding this. It will not worth it. So please immediately let me know. And the class has left for 10 minutes only. Let's adjust today. I'll make something for this. I have to change my SIM card to next SIM. So where means till where did you got the concept?
The explanation part, ma'am. The transitional epithelial tissue का explanation part.
You understood the dome-like structure?
Yeah, that line is clear.
Okay. So they are mainly shape of cells depends upon the amount of stretching. If they are getting stretched, the shape will be longer. Means dome shape will be, if dome shape will be stretched, then it will, the shape will be changed, right? It will become more longer when it is getting stretched. So 10 or more thick layers are present in transitional epithelium tissue, and main functions are stretching and protection. And we can find it in linings of urinary system. Like we all have felt that when we are not passing urine or when we are not urinating for a long time, then our urinary bladder is getting stretched and it becomes larger, right? Our urinary bladder becomes larger. So why it becomes larger? Because it is getting stretched by larger quantity of urine inside it. So this stretching is done by this dome-like structure or transitional epithelial tissue, which is present in urinary tract. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next is connective tissue. I think we should stop here if it is disturbing too much, and the time is also almost. So is it okay for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Or,
Yes,
or
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
if you want, I can continue. If you want, I can continue.
Ma'am, we'll do tomorrow, ma'am.
Okay. So any question till now?
Ma'am, let us go through the slide first. Then, if anything questions arises, we will ask you.
Okay. Okay. I have sent the slides, and please go through the slides just now after the class. It will
Okay, ma'am.
help you. Okay. So
Ma'am,
yes.
hello. Yes,
Yes.
I have a question regarding the previous session. Actually, I didn't attend the live class. That's why I didn't ask you there. Can I ask you now?
Yes, obviously.
Okay. So, um, in the nucleoplasm, you have told that the nucleoplasm is like protoplasm, which is made up of cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm, right?
Please, will you make your voice a bit clear? It's messy.
So, um, you have told that protoplasm is made up of cytoplasm plus nucleoplasm.
Yes.
Am I audible now?
Yes. What is your question?
So my question is, then what is nucleoplasm? If protoplasm is made up of cytoplasm and nucleoplasm, I know that nucleoplasm is the watery material, but
Hmm.
matlab, there is some
You are asking.
confusion. Would you please thoda sa explain?
You are asking that where the nucleoplasm is residing, right?
Sorry, ma'am, what is that?
You are asking about the location of nucleoplasm. Where is it residing?
No, that I know that it is in the nucleus only.
Then what is your question?
I'm asking you what is protoplasm? If and you told that nucleus is surrounded by the nuclear membrane. Uh, and then
Okay,
how
so you are
cytoplasm
confused
and
that if,
nucleoplasm made up of
yes,
yeah.
yes. So you are confused that if they are not mixing together, then how can we say that protoplasm is combination of these two terminologies? Is it your question?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so it's not like that that we are mixing the two fluid and it will call that means we are mixing lime, we are mixing sugar, we are mixing salt and water, and we are mixing and we are calling it sikanji or nimbu pani. It's not like that. I'm sorry, my battery is low. Let me connect. Okay, yes. So you are asking that if we are not mixing that, yes. So you are asking that if we are not mixing those fluids, then how we are combining those terminologies? It's not like that we are mixing salt, sugar, lime, and we are mixing sikanji. The thing is that as like esophagus means food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, all these are separate regions, but they are combined and termed as gastrointestinal tract. Means if we are telling protoplasm or if we are discussing about protoplasm, then we are involving nucleus too. Means the fluid of nucleus too in our discussion, not we are mixing the fluid in cytoplasm. If we are talking about protoplasm, then we are involving that fluid of nucleus in our discussion. Like in a class, if we are talking about that, class, please go to the field and make the field clean. So it's not about I'm telling to girls to pick up the wrappers and boys to make the field broom. I'm asking the whole class to do the work. Then I'm involving girls and boys both. Okay, Like that only, if I am talking about protoplasm, then I am involving the both concept of nucleoplasm and cytoplasm. It's not like that we are mixing the fluid. The fluid will be on its own place. But the thing is that if we are talking protoplasm, then we are involving the nucleoplasm and cytoplasm in our discussion. Okay?
Okay,
Is it
ma'am.
clear?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So, any more question? Okay. So, I think we should stop the class by ending prayer. Sit straight.